who you are, where you're from. L, if it's live, you're watching this live. R, if it's replay. That's really helpful to us. Tell us what part of the world you're from. But I just want to dive right in and start talking. Again, I'm loving doing these, and I've got so many more subjects that are lined up over the next couple of weeks. Really gonna give you better and better stuff. So today I want to talk to you about what I think was the most foundational key to me becoming a successful entrepreneur. I got to take you back 32 years ago, and I didn't know. I was pretty much clueless. I had never heard of any kind of personal development. I had never read any of those books. So the first thing my mentor told me to read was this book right here, Think and Grow Rich. Now, I know some of you are like, okay, I've already read that. But have you? And if you have, when's the last time you read this? This is the kind of book you should be rereading over and over and over again, because I'm telling you, virtually anything you need to understand about mindset, how to achieve things, is in this book. And if you don't know the book quickly, Napoleon Hill was asked to write the book. He was a young person, and he was, trying to make his way in the world. And Andrew Carnegie, if not the first recorded billionaire, one of the first billionaires in America, who came here with nothing. And he became so successful, and he was friends with all the most successful people of his time. Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, the Wright brothers, J. Paul Getty. So he gave this young journalist a letter of introduction, and he went and talked to all of them, and it took over 20 years. And he was told, you'll get paid no money to do this, but the riches you'll get will make you wealthy beyond words somewhere down the road. You know, a lot of people would have turned that down. How funny is that? Anyway, Napoleon Hill did it, and he actually wrote a book called Success Laws, but it was thick, so people wouldn't read it, so he put down a Cliff Notes version called Think and Grow Rich. Believe me, this is condensed power right here. So I read this, and sometimes it may take you a while to get through some of it. Some of it's a little different for sure than things that you've learned from mom and dad growing up. But this book right here is something, I'm telling you, I can't imagine becoming successful without it. And if I did, it would take me so much longer, make things so much harder. So this is for your mindset, setting goals and achieving. This book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, is vital. How many have heard that money doesn't grow on trees? Well, I'll tell you where money does grow. It grows on people. So you have to deal with people. I don't care if you're the most antisocial. I don't care if everything you're doing is online. You still have to understand people in order to get them to buy whatever you're trying to sell. And your interactions, I would imagine you would love to have a loving relationship. That's a people. You're going to have children someday. They're people. You have to work with someone. You're going to have colleagues that you work with, partners you work with. They're people. If you're going to be a successful entrepreneur, you most likely have employees or sales reps. They're people. Friends are people. So everyone you deal with, guys, how to win friends and influence people. Think about how powerful that is and how you would like to be able to do both of those things as much as you can. Here's the problem. Since none of us learn this, some of you are in the middle of writing your own book called How to Piss Off Everybody. I use this analogy a lot when I'm talking about the personality profiling. Imagine a dog that's so fired up and excited that they're wagging their tail like crazy and totally unaware that while they're excited and they're fixating what's in front of them, that tail is causing a ton of collateral damage. You are causing a ton of collateral damage. Some of you, the best form of birth control you have is your personality. And I'm not trying to be rude and mean. I'm just telling you, you need to read this book, especially if you think you don't need to read this book. These two books, if they're the only ones you read, to me are the most powerful. Now, everyone asks me, every live seminar, what book should I read? What book should I read? And it's almost boring when I tell them these two books. They want some hot, new, exciting book. And you can see behind me, I've got hundreds of books. There are hundreds of great books, but these are the bedrock. If there was a third one, and I don't have a copy of it right now because someone borrowed it from me, but it would be The Power of Positive Thinking by Dr. Norman Vincent Peale. Incredible, remarkable book. So again, two of them are on mindset. Think and Grow Rich, Thoughts Turn into Things, whatever your internal dialogue is in your head. A lot of people don't even realize they have an internal dialogue in their head all day long. So you got to read that one. Power of Positive Thinking. It dovetails so beautifully with Think and Grow Rich. But then How to Win Friends and Influence People is going to be critical no matter what business you're in, because you want customers and they're all people, and people buy from you if they like you and trust you. Your employees or your sales reps, they're going to go and do the things you want them to do if they like you and trust you. So those are the foundational ones. Now, there's a couple others. Greatest Salesman in the World by a guy named Og Mandino. Now, I know some people go, oh, I don't want to be in sales. Well, I don't care if you want to be in sales, because this book, while it is to some degree about sales, it's more so about habits. We are all creatures of habit. Now, in Think and Grow Rich and in Power of Positive Thinking, you're going to definitely learn things about your unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind is what drives you to do virtually everything if you're not aware of that. Think about it. Someone wants to stop drinking, but they can't. Someone wants to stop smoking, but they can't. Someone wants to stop overeating, but they can't. Because their eating, drinking, and smoking has become habitual. And even though their conscious mind, their quote-unquote willpower is to stop, their unconscious mind is 100 or 1,000 times more powerful. Now, I'm not saying that your conscious mind can't override your unconscious mind, but most of the time it doesn't. So this book is about creating the best possible habits. And if you create great habits, then your success is going to be overwhelming, especially in the field of sales. But the principle behind this book is great for no matter what you want to do. And the cool thing about this book, unlike the other ones, these are books that you have to read. There's bullet points. They're business books. You have to read through. This one is a story. It's like you're reading a fun fiction, okay? But the point is, it teaches you these powerful lessons, and then when it's over, you go back and reread each chapter every day for 30 days to make it a habit in your life. So those are just a couple of books. I have many others here that I could put on, but I just want to let you know, guys, here's the bigger picture. Are you reading a book right now? It's for real, like no bullshit. Are you really reading a book about how to become better at something? It may be a book on finances. It may be a book on relationships. Maybe it's the 5 love languages. Think about the areas of our life: physical, mental, spiritual, emotional. You want to be as good as you can in all of them, don't you? So if you want to become great at making money, and that's the only thing you do is read books about making money, that's good, but you're going to be out of balance. I recommend reading books that talk to all of those different parts of your being for sure. And not only reading books, also listening to audios, watching videos. This is why I exist, folks. You go back 32 years ago, I was truly clueless. I was settling for whatever life would put in my path. So I went to a seminar, met my mentor, and sat there, memorized for 2 days straight. Took notes. He said to go read this book, I read it. He said to go read this book, I read it. Went back to a seminar, notes. Went back to a seminar, notes. Read more books, on and on. And then he came out with an audio series, and it was on cassette tape. I listened to it so much, the tapes snapped eventually. What are you putting into your brain? You ever hear the expression with a computer, garbage in, garbage out? See, this is what I love about being in the network marketing space. Anyone I've ever met in any company, it's not the product that matters, it's not the comp plan that matters. Virtually every top earner across the world, some are black, some are white, some are male, some are female, some are over 40, some are under 40, some are blue collar, some are white collar, some are no collar. What do they all have in common? They become obsessed with personal development. They become obsessed with leadership development. So if you're trying to make your business work and it's not working, I'm telling you, the first thing you want to do is start reading these books, listening to tapes, watching videos. So my website, my new website, MARC ACCETTA Seminars, has got a lot of materials on there. It's got a program on personality profiling, colors. We've had 1 million people go and take the test on marcaccetta.com, separate website. And God only knows how many thousands and thousands of people we've had buy the product. It's a great product. The value there is 10, 20, 30 times. If you apply Living in Full Color, the value is off the chart because it makes you a better inviter, a better presenter, a better closer, a better trainer, a better promoter. It makes you a better spouse, a better parent, anything where you're dealing with people. So if there's anything I could recommend, it's the cheapest thing we have, Living in Full Color. Strongly recommend you go and get that. And anyone who gets Living in Full Color this month, at the end of the month, we're going to do a special webinar with special materials above and beyond everything in Living in Full Color, above and beyond the live I did this a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to share new stuff that I've never shared with about colors for anyone who purchases that product this month. Now, there's also a lot of other good stuff on the site. And here's again, guys, you don't want to buy my stuff, that's cool. I don't care, to be honest with you. Watch these live videos, they're free, and read these books and become obsessed with these books. Right now, what I'm obsessed with, what I'm binge watching, ready for it? It's not a Netflix show. It's a Bible study that's on an app. They're about an hour lesson each. My good friend Lorenzo turned me on to it. There's 59 episodes, and I am ripping through these, and I'm growing spiritually. I am learning things. Guys, I'm telling you, I know a lot of you in school, you couldn't wait to get out of school. I remember when I got done with school, I'm like, I will never read a book the rest of my life. I really was like determined to be ignorant because I was tired of being forced to read books. But when my mentor said to read this, I realized the difference was at the end of reading this, I wasn't going to take a test and get an A, B, C, or F, D, whatever. At the end of reading this, my report card was a better life and more money. So I started reading the books, and I'm telling you, you got to do the same thing. And if you're not getting my products, get somebody's products, and don't say you can't afford it. One of the greatest things I learned from my mentor, and I'll never forget this, and I've used this over and over again. If you can't afford it, you can't afford not to do it. Whatever we're talking about. Now, if it's a crocheting class, you can afford not to take a crocheting class. If it's something that's not going to make you money, but if you're trying to make more money and there's a course on it, with someone who's an expert in that field, think about how many presentations I've done. I've been doing this for well over 30 years. I was a rep for well over 20 years. I've done everything you can imagine in network marketing. All these books that were written, these people dedicated years, decades, or their entire life to a subject, and they condense that down to a CD or an audio or a book. Do you understand how you collapse time frames and how you can become so much more successful? I can go to any one of these people. Here's another great book, by the way, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. All the things Kiyosaki learned over 10 or 20 years, I can read a 200-page book and have the most important stuff right here. Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, one of the most analytical, what we call green people in the world. Unbelievably powerful stuff that's in this book. He's written a bunch of books. I bet you took him at least 3 or 4 years to get all the data and come up with all the teaching points around this. So I'm telling you, get obsessed with this stuff. You want you want a tall skyscraper? You want to make a ton of money? You want an enormous team in network marketing? You are the foundation. Your mind is the foundation. Your attitude is the foundation. So thanks for coming on. If you like this, please share it with somebody. I'm sure somebody you know needs to hear this message today. We do have a free gift. Go to marcaccetta.com, and we have a program called How to Make 100,000 in Network Marketing. 10 keys to make 100,000 network marketing. Please go download that gift. It's one of the best things I've ever done. It's a couple hours of audio. I've started to get back a tremendous amount of feedback from the people who have received the free gift. They're already absolutely loving the content. Get it to anyone and everyone you possibly can. And we'll be back here on Saturday. Saturday, I'm going to teach you the keys to closing the sales. Again, anyone is welcome to come here. I'm going to make you a better closer for sure on Saturday. And we have our private Facebook group, MARC ACCETTA Seminars, All Access. Go and ask, and we'll let you get into that group. Or if you become a member of the site, any of the sites, you automatically become a member there too. And this coming Saturday, I'm going to talk to you about this next Monday, I'm going to talk to you on a more extended, those are longer for our private Facebook group. We're going to talk to you about the magic that makes our whole business work. So this Saturday, we're talking about closing. Next Monday, we're talking about what's magic. And then when we reconvene here again next Wednesday, I'm going to talk to you about how to figure out what your purpose is. Not your goal, not something that's going to truly drive you, your action motivator, your why to the nth degree. And it took me years to be able to figure mine out. I'll tell you the story of how I figured mine out. I'm telling you guys, come on. Every Wednesday, every Saturday, I'm going to have great content for you and your teams. And then Monday is only for the people in the private Facebook group, and those are more extended teachings. So that's all I've got. Hopefully this blessed you. Read these books. By the way, thoughts determine what you want. Action determines what you get. Don't hear this and say, yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to leave you one last thing. I heard Robert Kiyosaki say this. There's 3 cats on a fence. 2 decide to jump off. How many cats are on the fence? Type it in right now. There's 3 cats on a fence. 2 decide to jump off. How many cats are on the fence? There's 3. Because deciding to do something is not doing something. Read one of these books today. Go buy it. You can buy it on your phone or on your device right now. Don't hesitate. Don't put it off. Don't procrastinate. When would be the best day to take control of your life? Today. When would be the best day to stop the way things have been and could completely change your financial future? If you think the way you've always done, you'll get the things you've always gotten. If you want to be more, you got to do more. You want to be better, you got to get better. Get those books, and I'll see you guys again on Saturday. Please share this with as many people as you can, and have a blessed day. That's all. I'm out. See you Wednesday, Saturday, Monday.